Diary, this is a diary entry for Sunday, the 28th of July. We are in Reims, France. And what have we been doing? Well, we had a very decent ferry crossing in the morning, early hours of the morning. As usual, we parked up the day before in Dover. And we got there about 10 o'clock at night. And we rushed out to get some food. In fact, fish and chip shops seemed to close around 10 p.m. in Dover. So after about a 30-minute walk, we managed to find a fish and chip shop, and they had to cook some fish and chips for us because they probably weren't expecting any customers. So that was the night before. So on the day of travel, the ferry was at 5 o'clock, and we did our usual sneaky thing of sleeping. And once we'd got out on the French side, it was a pretty easy drive. Now the airs were just fantastic. I must just say to everyone that the French air system takes some beating, especially in the UK. We have nothing. So in the UK, generally speaking, motorhomes can't really park up anywhere and stay the night except at campsites, whereas in the French system, towns have a thing called an air, and motorways have rest spots called airs, and at those rest spots there's a toilet, a picnic area, and optionally somewhere to put the motorhome down for the night. We're in one air now in Reims. So we arrived in Reims yesterday. Apologies about the pronunciation. And we quickly set off to the motor museum. We established on the interweb that our motor museum was closing. It was one of the sites we thought we'd go and see. Whilst we could have parked next to the motor museum, we decided to try to park at an air right in the centre of Reims, but it was just full. So we had to quickly go to our backup plan, which is where we are now. We parked up, and then we made like a 30-minute walk to the motor museum, and we got there with an hour before it closed, just less than an hour. But surprisingly, the motor museum wasn't that interesting, and meant to say that we actually finished before the museum closed. Nevertheless, it was worth a try, right? We then walked around looking at the sites. We probably should have used a Komoot guide, but we didn't. We just walked around googling stuff. I think I went to my first McDonald's in about 5 years. It was blisteringly hot. It was about 25 degrees, but felt hotter. We then came back, had a lovely evening meal here, just chilled out, and waited until almost 11 o'clock, because at 11 o'clock at the cathedral there's a light show. So we walked all the way back for the light show. I think from a security point of view, we felt a bit nervous about leaving the motorhome, because on our way back home to Switzerland, we've managed to cram in to the motorhome a huge number of valuables. And so we daren't go for a run or a cycle, because that would mean leaving all our valuables in the motorhome unattended. So that's meant that when we go to these places like the cathedral, we're carrying like a rucksack full of valuables, and it's a very awkward situation. I don't think we would have done this except for the fact that I don't think we would have been concerned, except that a few years ago we had both our bicycles stolen from inside the motorhome, and so we're very nervous about leaving our super valuables, even if they're not on display, whilst we go off and have a quotes good time. Anyway, we're here in Reims now. We're going to pack up shortly, and then we shall be off to lovely Lausanne.